Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is about my little terrarium glass case here. Sorry my volume is probably sounding a little bit echoey because it's just in my front hall. And there's not a lot of stuff to absorb the sound, but this is a nice little glass case that I bought at a little home decor store made out of wood, and it used to have some candles in it, and I rigged it up with a little light fixture from IKEA. I think it was like $10–20, and I just hung it up through the roof of the little thing, and then all that is in there is just a regular fluorescent light bulb. And these are all very interesting plants that are kind of low light. So just open the case here, just swings open like this, and just look at this more in depth. So this is a cool plant. This is called a Smithiantha, and it has really beautiful fuzzy leaves, and as you can see, it's just sending out its bloom spikes now. I can see another one starting here, and it has really beautiful pink bell flowers that will rise up out of these beautiful velvety leaves. So this one, I think it's called Midwinter Jewels. It's a really pretty one. I'll do a little video when it's blooming, but I bought it on eBay a few years ago as a little tuber, and it's spread into this pot now. There's like 7 or 8 little plants in there. And this variety is also a Smithiantha, but it's a white version. I think it's called Snowbell. I can't remember for sure what the name is, but they're really happy in here because they like the kind of even temperatures that the glass case gives them, and they don't need a lot of light. They get enough light to grow and bloom under the fluorescent light, and they do have a nice grow cycle. So they grow and bloom in the summer, and now it's going into fall, so they're blooming a little bit late this year, but I think that's because I didn't realize that the timer on the case had gotten changed. So some of the little, there's the these little things that you push in, they had gotten knocked, I guess. So the time of day was a little bit shorter, and they weren't getting enough light. So I just changed it about a month ago, and now they're starting to shoot out their bloom spikes, but they're really nice. And then once the blooms die off, you still have the beautiful leaves, and then it kind of goes into a dormant period. So it depends on the year. Some years, if I let it dry out, all of the leaves shrivel up, but I've had years where the leaves overwinter, and then I cut them back in the spring when I see the new growths coming. So if you look in the pot here, the new growths, you can see like down here, do you see that? That's the new little growth coming. So this one will have a lot of flowers, and it'll bloom for a nice while. Smithianthas are really cool. They're a plant I didn't really hear a lot about. I just googled Gesneriads, which is the family that has African violets and streptocarpus and all those cool plants, house plants that a lot of people are familiar with. And this is a little known variety, and Smithiantha is also known as temple bells, but they're one of my favorite plants now. They're so easy to propagate and bloom and grow, and they're perfectly happy here growing in a dark corner of the house in this little case, and they have nice flowers. And yeah, I can't wait to show you the blooms when they start to bloom, because it's really, really pretty. I don't know what the name of this plant is, but it's like a creeping plant, not a creepy plant, but it really likes it here, and it fills up that whole space underneath the Smithianthas. And then these are like some little peperomias. They also like lower light, or not like lower light, but they do grow okay under lower light. They do get a little bit leggy. Do you see how these ones are starting to grow up? And every once in a while I just cut them all back, and I have a whole bunch of different kinds there. There's my little Buddha. This is a little cutting of a begonia, which has really nice leaves that's just starting to grow. So hopefully it adapts well in there and then fills up this nice little corner, because I think the leaves are really interesting. And this is another begonia here. This one is called Angel Wings. It can get a little bit leggy as well, so I do clip it back every once in a while. And actually, this is a cool plant because you can just snip these off and then stick them in dirt, and they'll root and grow, continue growing as though nothing even happened to them. And then all the old sticks, see, this one is starting to send up a new little growth. So usually it'll fill in and you'll have these nice spotted leaves that do look a bit like angel wings. And then over here, there's a couple of syningias. So they usually bloom in the spring. So this one's called Country Pink, and this one I think is called Poupée, which is like a doll in French. But they bloom in the spring, usually when, like you can see down there, the Smithianthas, they block out a lot of the light. So when they're short, when I cut them back in the spring, then these syningias grow and flower. And then once they're done flowering, then the Smithianthas grow in and flower. So I kind of like my little setup here now. It's taken me a few years to kind of get the plants that I like. I mean, this is a new one, so these two, actually, the begonias are new, but you can see how the peperomia and this plant, actually, if someone knows what this plant is, please let me know in the comments down below. But it fills in really nicely, and then yeah, the Smithianthas are just growing nicer and nicer every year, and they're pretty low maintenance. Anyway, if you have any questions or comments, please comment down below. I really love this little glass case, and I just think it's such a good idea to do in a corner of the house where you may not have a lot of light, and if you like plants, you can grow plants in yeah, like a dark corner, and it's something that you can make a dark corner really nice and special and pop. Those are fake, by the way, which they're really, really well. They look, I don't like fake plants usually, but those ones look really kind of real. I mean, the cactuses, like, that's just exactly how cactuses look and grow, and they're kind of like a waxy thing, just as an off topic in case anyone's wondering. So this case doesn't really get a lot of light in the summer. This one little window does get sunshine for a lot of the day, but what I hate about this window is that it has this coating on it that doesn't let the light in. So even though the light comes in, it's not good for growing plants. I actually will, unless the plants are really close to the window or they're getting like bright direct sunlight for most of the day, it's not good for growing plants because it blocks out a lot of the light that the plants need. So I hate this window, but one day I'll replace it, because there used to be nice sunshine here before we put that window in, and then everything died. So this is my little case that keeps it nice and looking like I love plants everywhere. So anyway, that's that. I'll post a little update once those Smithianthas are blooming, and yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you like this video. See you soon. Bye.